Great. Well, welcome everyone to the Focus Strategy Meet the Founder podcast. I'm Bob Goodman, CEO of Focus Strategy. Focus Strategy is a consulting firm that was established to help startup funders reach their goals in an efficient and successful manner. I'd like to introduce Liz Kost. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Bob.
Who is the co-founder and CEO of Fog and Tree. I first met Liz and her co-founder Jason when I was managing director of Canopy Boulder, and Fog and Tree was picked as one of the 10 startups out of over 300 applicants to join the Canopy Boulder 13-week accelerator earlier this year. So welcome, Liz, and welcome Fog and Tree.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's great to talk to you again. Bob and I, as he said, had met in Canopy Boulder, our first accelerator, and we were very fortunate to have gotten picked out of so many people. So it was a great experience for us. Bob was very helpful as a mentor and is continuing to mentor me even after the program. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. It's been a real joy to work with you and Jason. So tell me a little bit about your background and why you decided to enter the cannabis industry.
Sure. So my co-founder and I have been in the cannabis space since 2015. So we owned a design studio called Purple Line Media, and we specialized in branding and packaging cannabis. I had originally come from the wine space, and so moving into cannabis was a natural move for me because it was a regulated space. And at the time, it was going through legalization. So I got to learn a lot as a founder when working in a regulated industry. Things like cash flow management and how to pivot. The regulations were changing on a weekly, monthly basis during legalization. So when you're trying to design packaging around that, it can be pretty challenging. So we were operating from 2015 till 2018, at which point the Hemp Farm Bill Act was signed. Oh my goodness, the joys of working from home. Okay.
It's amazing how you disappeared into the fog.
I'm in the fog. Oh my goodness. At least my 4-year-old is not crashing the party, which is the norm.
Welcome to the new now.
The new now. So yes, part of being a cannabis entrepreneur and a mom entrepreneur and a startup, it's a lot of fun.
I know. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Yeah. So where was I? Yes. So we started our own brand in 2018 when the Hemp Farm Bill Act was signed. We decided it was a great time to start a broad market brand of our own, seeing as we had been doing it for so many other people. And that's how Fog and Tree was started.
Great. Well, I'm glad it was started. You have great products, which I use. You can tell my beard is so well in good shape because
very well maintained beard.
Great Fog and Tree products.
Yes, we have an eau de parfum, a CBD beard conditioner, and a CBD hair mask treatment.
Yep.
Bob's a big fan of the beard conditioner.
I absolutely am. So I tell you what, why don't we go into your presentation?
Sure.
And I will go ahead and hand the screen over to you. And hang on.
Part of the Canopy Boulder experience gave me quite a lot of time to practice our pitch. We did a lot of pitch practicing, so I'm sure Bob has most of my pitch memorized. But
at least every once a week, if not more often.
At least once a week.
You should be able to share the screen, so why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
Just look at the bottom center of the Zoom screen and you'll see share screen.
Perfect. Look at us in our technology here.
I know. Great. I can see it.
Great. Okay. So as Bob said, I am the CEO of Fog and Tree. And at Fog and Tree, just to make sure, Bob, you can see my next slide. Yes?
Yep. Absolutely.
Great. At Fog and Tree, we are a cannabis-centric personal care company. We create all natural products that are infused with beneficial terpenes and other cannabinoids for the ultimate self-care experience. And as you can see from our product lineup, we have our Eau de Parfum, a CBD beard conditioner, and a CBD hair mask treatment. We will be rolling out a new fragrance in October, as well as some candles for Q4. So our portfolio is expanding. As I also had mentioned previously, in 2015, my co-founder and I had started a design studio that specialized in cannabis branding and packaging design. So we've been in the cannabis space for a long time, and we grew the studio to $1 million in revenue and had participated in over 100 brand launches in the cannabis space. So we know the space very well, and we know how to market and brand it. So in 2018, when the Hemp Farm Bill Act was signed, we teamed up with natural fragrance experts, and we decided to launch our own product. They also sit on our board of advisors. And we formed a strategic partnership with Humboldt Seed Company out of Humboldt County. They're an accredited genetics company to make our products. And we use a full service co-packer in California that does all of our fulfilling, co-packing, formulating. So it really allows us to run lean and focus on top line growth. The global cannabis infused beauty space is going to be very large. It was about $5 billion in 2018, and by 2026, it's estimated to be about an $18 billion industry. Our target market is millennials. Millennials represent 30% of the population, and they have a collective spending power of $1.4 trillion. But there are very specific reasons as to why we are targeting this market segment. The number 4 item that millennials spend their money on is personal care products. And at this point, it's probably closer to a number 2 item, since millennials aren't spending money on dining out or gas at the moment. We know that they value all natural ingredients in their personal care products, and they have a desire to want to purchase more hair care and skin care products that contain CBD. They are the most frequent users of fragrance in the US by age group, and they love cannabis. They are the largest recreational consumers of cannabis in the US by age group. So at Fog & Tree, we are responding to consumer demand by being the only all-natural personal care products that are infused with real cannabis terpenes and other beneficial cannabinoids. We launched our first product in December of 2018 on the Touch of Modern platform. It was our Eau de Parfum, and we sold 133 bottles in 5 days. By the end of 2019, we had expanded into over 20 doors, as well as expanded our product line portfolio. And we had gained Saks Salon in New York as one of our retailers. And the most exciting news of all, we just signed up with the Fred Siegel as a retailer, who is notorious for discovering some of the most notable fashion and luxury brands. So we are very excited about our new collaboration with Fred Siegel.
Congratulations, that's great.
Thank you, thank you. We've been trying to get them for a while, so I'm very excited that we're now part of their group. So we have an intensive distribution strategy that, with COVID, we are currently focused on our direct-to-consumer business and growing our tribe, but our long-range strategy is to focus on channels that millennials frequent. We did just launch our equity crowdfunding campaign on microventures, and we have received some amazing support from the community. So if you're interested in investing in cannabis beauty, this is probably a great place for you to start. I think that Bob's going to be sharing the information to our campaign, as well as my contact information after this program. So you can check us out, check out our campaign. Your investment funding will help to scale our business more rapidly. Because experts anticipate that in 2026, there's going to be a flurry of cannabis beauty brand acquisitions, and Fog & Tree plans on being on the forefront of that movement with our beautiful brand, meaningful traction, and cannabis brand experts. So if you're interested in making a great return on an innovative startup, then invest in the team of Fog & Tree. Thanks.
Great, excellent. If you can give me the screen back.
Okay. There
There
you
we
go.
go. And there we go. Well, that was great. Congratulations on building and scaling up your startup. I think it's a great product line, and I think a great opportunity. And hopefully, as we emerge from the pandemic, we'll be getting back to a lot more face-to-face and regular retail sales, et cetera. So I know you're looking forward that as well, and so am I.
Yeah, it's been interesting scaling a startup in the midst of a pandemic, right?
Yeah,
And
what type of issues? I mean, there's some obvious ones, but what's your experience been?
yeah, I mean, we were getting some really great momentum with retailers last year. And then when the retailers basically shuttered their doors, we had to pivot and really focus on our direct to consumer strategies. So we've put a lot of effort and time into building our personas, our content strategy, figuring out how to target our consumers, and then how to leverage our consumers to become influencers themselves. So we're learning a lot, we're building a following. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to make us a stronger company at the end of COVID when we come out of this, and it'll position us better for retail.
Yep, I'm sure it will. I hope so. Can we talk a bit about the future of the cannabis CBD beauty products? Where do you think it's going?
Yeah, so CBD, it's an interesting industry because it is an ingredient that has sort of morphed into an industry. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that it's one of the only cannabinoids that's legalized right now. So, you start to see things like CBG and CBN and people experimenting with other non-psychoactive cannabinoids. But once cannabis as a whole is legalized, I see the CBD space decentralizing and moving more into the cannabis beauty space and using more whole plant therapies as opposed to picking out isolates from a plant. So I think it'll morph into the cannabis beauty space. The lines will start to blur.
Right. Okay. And your products are based on terpenes. Can you speak? A lot of people don't know what terpenes are. Can you speak a bit about what they are and why you decided to focus on them as key ingredients in your products?
Sure. So we knew we wanted to launch a broad market brand that had national distribution in cannabis. So we were bound to use legal ingredients, right? The CBD isolate route to me, I felt like was a little bland with, it's a little oversaturated. There's so many tinctures and topicals that just throw CBD isolate in there. And it's really not taking advantage of the full wellness benefits of the plant when you look at things like the entourage effect. So we stumbled upon cannabis terpenes from Humboldt Seed Company, was a client of ours from the design studio. And we started formulating those in conjunction with other cannabinoids so that you're now getting the full spectrum benefits of the plant. The cannabinoids are working, the terpenes are working synergistically with the cannabinoids to give you the aromatherapy benefits, but also further the enhancement of the CBD benefits. So our product, we are the only fragrance in the world that uses real cannabis terpenes in our fragrance. And we're the only personal care products that use real cannabis terpenes in our products as well right now. So I think it'll start to become more popular once people understand what terpenes are. They're the aromatics of the plants. They're like essential oils. They have aromatherapy benefits. Most plants only contain a handful of terpenes, but the cannabis plant contains over 140 terpene compounds in a single plant. So we like to think of them as aromatherapy on steroids, and they're a truly magical ingredient.
I know, I can tell from my beard.
We've blended our fragrance without the cannabis terpenes and smelled it, and then blended it with the cannabis terpenes. And the difference is just truly magical. I mean, it's unlike anything you've ever smelled in your life. And there's so little research that's been done in cannabis that I think we're right on the forefront of that discovery. I just read an article in Forbes the other day that said terpenes, when combined with CBD, have 2 times greater anti-inflammatory than cortisone when treating COVID patients. So it's that combination of not just CBD, but CBD with the terpenes, which is how the plant is meant to be consumed, that really give you the greatest benefits there.
Wow.
And I'm excited about the research coming out. And there's going
absolutely.
to be more of it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to more of that. That's going to help the industry
Mm-hmm.
just to get more clinical studies on CBD and terpenes and entourage effect, etc. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. You talked about microventures crowdfunding. Why did you decide to go the crowdfunding route?
Yeah, I mean, we were we were traditionally fundraising when we were in the Canopy Boulder program, and then COVID-19 hit. And quite honestly, traditional fundraising is just not a route for startups right now.
Right.
The capital just isn't there. And then the investors that do have capital are investing in their own portfolios to make sure that those stay afloat during these times. So for us, the crowdfunding route made sense. We're able to raise from a wider web of people and from the community. And I think people are in a really great sort of give back mode right now. So for us, the crowdfunding is working really well. And we absolutely appreciate the support from our community. So we're very excited about our campaign. It's doing very well. And Microventures has been a really great organization to raise through.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I've had several companies that I know go through that program, and I will post the how to see the Fog and Tree Microventures crowdfunding activity on when I post this on social media, so people will be able to see that then. And is Fog and Tree running any special promotions? I'm hoping so that people can look and buy.
We are. So if you go to our website, fogandtree.com, and at checkout, use the code Focused Strategy, which is the name of the
nice code.
Yeah, great code. Then you'll receive 25% off your initial order.
Wow.
We do sell testers of our fragrance. So if you're just curious on what a cannabis fragrance smells like, you can buy a tester and check it out for yourself. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Fog and Tree Fragrance, or Facebook at Fog and Tree.
Great. Well, that's exciting. Is there anything that specific that you're looking for from our audience today? And if they have an interest in reaching you, what's the best way to reach you?
Sure. So you can always email me at hello@fogandtree.com. I check that email every day. So if you'd like to reach me, you can get me there. As far as what we're looking for from the community, we are a startup. So any sort of strategic partnerships, people that can help get us into retail accounts or broaden our distribution, or if there's any buyers out there that are interested in carrying our products, that's always good. We love to do collaborations with other brands. So if you have a brand out there, you want to do like a double giveaway or some collaborations, we're always open to those types of efforts, especially now since direct to consumer is a big focus of ours. Yeah.
Well, I'll not only will I put the Microventures contact info, but also your contact info. So people, when they see this post, will be able to see how to reach out to you as well. Liz, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be part of the Focus Strategy Meet the Founders series. And I look forward to staying in touch with you, and please reach out to me if there's anything that I can do to help as well. Let me say goodbye, but you can hang on, and I'll switch to the final slides here. So I want to talk a bit about Focus Strategy. And we, again, help founders develop a clear strategy. We help founders build people, purpose, and process. And we help startups accelerate growth. We also get involved with helping on the fundraising side as well. So if there are any founders out there that need help, please reach out to me, and we can talk about more of the capabilities at Focus Strategy. Again, thanks, Liz, for being part of this. Please look out for the next Focus Strategy Meet the Founders session, which will be next week with Serafina Palandek from A Boring Life. So again, Liz, thank you very much. Give my best to Jason.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Thanks for having me.
You bet. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week for the next session, and stay safe and healthy. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.